You tell me you got the blues. Well, I'm telling you, check out some DOXA Blues, and you ain't gonna have the blues no more, son. What is going on? Welcome back to this hobby of ours, the blues episode, the DOXA Blues episode. I have to say, all of this DOXA Blues madness on my hand is getting a bit weighty, even though one of these is in titanium. What is going on? Welcome. I am your host, D. Welcome to this episode, the DOXA Blues episode. Before we get too far into the DOXA Blues of it all, I do want to give a shout out to Oscar, a viewer of the channel, and the winner of the post-holiday blues giveaway brought to us by Mike from countycom.com, Jacko at ndcstraps.com, Proper Dive Watch, Proper Dive Strap, ndcstraps.com, and your boy D. All that great giveaway information, photos, etc. out here. But today we have got, indeed, a DOXA Blues episode, Power Trio. I shortchanged that last one. We got some DOXA Blues today, 3 of them on deck, and wanting to share some of my blue rare bird DOXAs with you. Last time I was speaking with Jackie, she had expressed the concern that she really wanted this DOXA Pacific 600 limited edition of 200. She wanted to pry this one from my collection. I was like, you know what, Jax? I also have this one in the collection. You know what, Jax? I also have your little Gulfshore in the collection. So let's negotiate, shall we? I don't know. We are going to have a little bit of a round table of my DOXA Blues watches today. But I wanted to finally get around to doing a proper review of this one, the Gulfshore, the 250T, because it took me so friggin' long to actually pick one to commit to buy. And if you watched any bit, or you saw any bit of the live episode with Jax, the Diamond of DOXA, you did indeed see that I bought 2. I went with the Emerald first, had to return it. It was a bad particular example. There was something going on with the hand or whatever, and I ended up getting this one in conjunction. I wanted to surprise Jax with it on that live episode, and I did. Good bit of fun. But I owe this watch a proper on wrist, in hand, in the metal review, and that's what today's episode is. But also wanted to include the 750T GMT, which was my previous DOXA dive watch, if I was going to go diving, dive watch of record. But you know, what the heck, I've got the Time and Tide, shout out McCutcheon, Pacific Blue watch as well. So why not do a proper 3-watch round table of sorts? So without further ado, let's hit the deck and check them out. All right, DOXA fans, it's time to get indoxinated. Almost a year in the making, finally pulled the trigger on the 250T that is for me. I'm still holding out hope for a matte green, but more on that later. I need to give a shout out to Jenya at Exquisite Timepieces, who sorted me out on this little baby here. 1 of 50. I do love me some rare DOXA. And this is from the Diamond herself. She is the one who designed this Gulfshore. 40 millimeters fits me absolutely beautifully. On my 6.5-inch wrist, you will see it in a moment. Special packaging from Exquisite, one of their waterproof boxes, a North Atlantic Treaty Organization strap, and a little strap doohickey to attach that. You take this to the beach with you, put your valuables in there, your phone, whatnot. And let's put some numbers up on the board. Looking at the 250T GMT, in Gulfshore Blue, 40 millimeters, 42.9, and the lug-to-lug fits oh so well. Only 10.85 millimeters thick, so really rather svelte, very thin. 18 millimeters at the strap. Thank goodness, no UGG with no 19 millimeters. And we've got 250 meters of water resistance, as is implied by the name. Of course, we've got sapphire. Inside, we've got the SW330-2 movement, giving us 50 hours of power reserve. A modest 158 grams on the scale. Custom case back. Let's see if we can get up in there. Oh, gosh, I hit the thing again. I think I left my plastic on. Yeah, I tend to leave the plastic on the back of watches, although I'm probably going to have to take that off there in a minute. But fairly gorge. And I didn't even know the plastic was still on. So funny. I do like to protect the case back, especially when you've got a unique case back like this. So I think that there are an awful lot of colorways for this model line, which for me, I think is wonderful because it gives variety. I would not want to have to manage the SKUs for all their different colorways. Indeed, not my monkey, not my circus, but I love when there's a bunch of color varieties and when brands don't make a big deal about it. Oh, like, hey, we have a new colorway. All right, I'm looking at you, Tudor. They just offer colorways to appeal to a greater number of watch fans, which I think is smart. And it's actually gave rise to some problemas for me choosing one. I ultimately chose this one because of its association to my friend, and I love the color blue. I've got some other blue DOXAs you'll see in a moment. But the orange one, the Caribbean, the green, the great white that just come out. Oh my gosh, so many very nice options for you. And I think the orange dial would probably be the best for actual diving. But let's be honest, I'm probably more of a snorkeler. And yeah, fairly gorgeous. In fact, let's get her on wrist. Room, zoom, zoom, and a boom, boom. And the nice thing is, even though I've been riding DOXA like a nutter asking for a titanium GMT for years, now that they shrunk it down to 40, it matters less. I still love titanium watches, especially with you got this extension in case you have too much to eat. Or in practical cases, you know, you wear this and you're driving in your Porsche to your boat, and then you're going out on the dive trip, and then you put on your wetsuit, and that's what the dive extension there is for. Love it. Absolutely love it when it's integrated like that instead of having to, I don't know, maybe integrate's not the right word, when it's on the fly like that, as opposed to having to take it all apart and anything. But gorge. And she's all mine. I finally chose one. Finally got off the fence, picked one, and I'm super duper happy with it. The green one I technically did buy first, and then this one come up, and I had to grab it, because why not, right? All right. You've seen one blue DOXA. Now it's time for the Three Musketeers. And voila! Power trio on deck, all of my DOXA Blues. And I discovered that I'm really drawn to unusual rare bird DOXAs like Super Limited. Now, DOXA does do an awful lot of limited editions, but at least they're actually limited. It's not like an Omega 6,000 units limited. And I thought it would be useful to show all three of these colorways in one place, because I don't know that anyone else has ever done that. This is the Time and Tide DOXA 600 edition. Only 200 units of these. And then, of course, we've got the noob. We'll come back to the noob in a minute. This is my 750T GMT in their traditional Caribbean colorway. So this is a very unique Pantone color for Time and Tide. This is the standard Caribbean. And this, of course, is the Gulfshore. The only blue one I don't have is their Beta, and I really love the look of that watch, so I might have to get the Beta blue. It says Caribbean on it, but it's got a darker aesthetic to it. I am a bit of a completist when it comes to collecting. And I actually almost thought about doing a watch wars between these two, but the reality is this one's going to win hands down. This watch is 45 millimeters, this is 40. The 600 is also 40. I'll get them all on wrist in a moment. But the reality is this watch just fits me better, it's more comfy. And even though I adore this watch, there's only 250 of these made in this colorway. And then there's 250, they made 4 shades of this watch in the 750T line, each having 250 units. And this is my favorite of them. But to be honest, The orange dial is best suited for actual diving. Like if you're going to go diving and you want a dive watch with you, you probably want the orange dial. They did all that testing back in the day determining that was the most visible, but it just so happens that I found this colorway to be the most palatable in the, the various colorways they offer. And this one, my friend made this one, and that's why I like this one, and I figured why not get the blue. But if I was actually going to if I lived in the Caribbean, I'm going to need the orange one for my day-to-day diving, although, let's be honest, I'm probably going to be going snorkeling, right? So I could definitely pull these off for snorkeling. I'm debating how to best show you all three of these. Here's what we'll do. I'm going to do onesie-twosies on my wrist, and then we'll do a triple Castro at the end. How does that sound? And the first of the triple babams today, DOXA 600 on my 6.5-inch wrist. This is titanium. So titanium clasp, titanium case, wears really rather well. It does get a bit thick under here, so this is probably not going to make it under a cuff, but this is probably one of the more purpose-built dive watches. Like we've got no date there. We've got their standard, their countdown bezel, and fairly gorgeous in the colorways. This is called the Pacific, and that's the Time and Tide colorway. No one else can have that colorway. And Jackie's got all of the DOXAs, but she doesn't have one of these, so I think she's either hunting for one or she's probably gonna abscond with mine at some point. I don't mind, right? You gotta share the watches, share the hobby with your friends. But fairly beautiful blue and rather unique. Round 2 babam, the 750T. Now, yes, it's too big for me personally because it's 45 millimeters, but at least the lug to lug is polite, and so I can still pull it off technically. Like, I wouldn't have this as a desk diver. Like, I wouldn't go into the office with it, but if I was on a mission, if I was on a diving mission, people are like, oh, he needs that watch for his snorkeling trip he's on. And it is very legible. We do have the secondary crown that actuates the internal bezel. I'll show that in a second. Yeah, I tend not to wind my watches for these because I don't like it ticking when I'm doing my review. But yeah, let's see what that looks like, Dee. So she is a bit of a heavy Chevy, but the one really nice thing about this, let me get in there, you can actually track the time zones separately using this thingy. So kind of like 3 time zones. Do I use that? No, I don't. I don't do a whole lot of travel, to be fair, but I love that it's there. And I was a little bit disappointed when this one didn't come with it, but it makes sense. This is a 40 millimeter case. You kind of don't really need the internal bezel from a GMT perspective per se. It's kind of a nice to have feature. And anytime I feature this watch, someone writes to me wanting to buy it from me. I don't wear it near enough. Maybe I should spin it loose, but these are so rare. I would feel guilty. I would have to charge someone an absurd amount of money to sell it because I know I'm never going to get back into the watch because once it's gone for good. You know what I mean? You're never going to see that again. Our third and final babam is indeed the GMT for me. And a GMT watch is the perfect watch. Plus, when it comes to the perfect diving watch, it has to go to DOXA, not the sub. Yes, I'm still hunting for a sub and I'll own one. But if I want to actually go diving, I want this as the bezel, like as the functional bezel. Granted, orange dial, this bezel is the perfect diving watch because it gives you value. Plus, because you still have a loom pip there, you can still time a steak with that. And the thing that's really nice about this is it does have the pasta extension. The I had too much to eat at lunch extension, whereas the older models have, it's a perfectly fine clasp, fold over type with that little foldy thingy. And, a great piece of its era. But this is definitely the size for me, and I certainly did belabor which one to get. I think ultimately I didn't get the green one because it was that kind of sun ray, sunburst type look, and I really like matte, and I thought I could maybe convince the diamond to sort me out on a custom dial. We'll see, but at least I have this one. And there's only 50 of these in this colorway. They did 50 in this, 50 in Afterglow. For our good friends down at Exquisite Timepieces, shout out to Jenya, who sorted me out on this. And I have to say, probably one of the finest AD experiences I've ever had. We never met, just called and ordered it. Right? I think I emailed and then we ended up speaking on the phone. Just so lovely. It was just an amazing experience. I cannot wait to get down there and check out their store. They've got a bunch of other, they're a multi-AD store and just fabulous. I also got to speak with them at Wind Up and just an absolute pleasure. So exquisite timepieces, Jenny. You and your team getting a shout out for this. And I can't wait any longer. I need to get all three on the same wrist. D, you're a nut. What are you doing? This is the first. It's a triple Castro. And this shot is actually for the Diamond herself because she wanted to see all these colors in the same place at the same time. Just need to get them to cooperate a little bit and not bump into each other. I think in this context, you can see that the gradations is going a little bit, wait a minute, no. This one's a bit lighter than this one. I don't know if the lighting is communicating that. The first two are attached. This one, the 750's just hanging loose there because that's the only way I could get it on my forearm. I didn't want to resize the bracelet for my my gooniness. But DOXA does blue quite well, and there's some options. Yeah, Jackie, I need to borrow the Beta Caribbean blue if you wouldn't mind, darling. Maybe I'll see if I can get 4, put one up even further on the forearm. But I need to have that one because for some reason I think it is a different shade than this. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's the darker case bezel thingy that is making that, you know, what I'm thinking in my head. Anywho, I'm a fiend for rare DOXA. Titanium DOXA, the Mission 31, need to get that back. Had it, sold it, embarrassed. And there's the 800Ti. Never owned that one, but love me some DOXA titanium. All right, that's enough on deck. Let's take it back to the shop.
There you have it, the DOXA Blues episode. Sometimes if you have the blues, you need the blues to lose the blues. It's like a Zen koan, something to meditate on. But if you get you some DOXA Blues, you are sure not to have the blues for very much longer. Do yourself a favor, check them out at a watch meetup or an AD near you. Give them the time of day, so to speak. And the funny, you know, so these watch events, they happen all over the country, all over the world, to be fair. And, you know, sometimes I'll drive like 4 to 6 hours to get one, book a hotel, stay the night, and stay in town for a couple days to enjoy it. If you're able to do it, it's well worth the time. You get to meet other watch people, you get to see what they're wearing, and you get to experience brands in person that you may not otherwise be able to. So I absolutely recommend it. There's plenty on the Eastern Seaboard. I generally don't fly for watch events. I'll drive, get on the road, and go check them out. So I definitely recommend it. If you happen to see me at a watch event, roll up, say hi, and we get to maybe talk some watches in person because I'm kind of in a vacuum here out in the YouTube space. I love talking watches with people, making new watch friends. So in that spirit, I hope that wherever you are in this wonderful, beautiful hobby of ours, you're doing well and that you're blessed. We'll catch you in the next one. Peace!
If you'd like to support the channel, head over to hobbyofhours.com. We've got artwork, coffee mugs, hats, t-shirts, and even a watch book. 1001 Watch Designs, Volume 1. Over 1,000 designs in here. Steampunk, super futuristic, kaleidoscope, even super real ones. Watches that you could probably put on your wrist today. It's a great way to support the channel. Thanks for coming along on the ride.